in 6th grade, I remember one of my best friends, they were talking, and this other kid that I thought I had a crush on, were talking about going camping, and I kind of left school that day, and I was like, oh, I didn't get invited. And this kid, who I really don't talk to, I didn't talk to, said hi in school, he was really popular. He ended up calling me that day and invited me to go camping with him. And I didn't know. I got off the phone, and I guess I was just running. I was so excited. It was like, I'm invited to this camp, and I'm jumping around. And my dad looked at me, he goes, it's like a girl just asked you on a date. And he walked away, and I sat there in the hall, and I was literally like, oh my God, I'm gay. And that's when I literally said it out loud. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gay. That's what this feeling is.
I mean, if you ask any person in the community, they'll say that they knew when they were younger. You don't always know what it is, but you know there's something different about you. And normally you just go about your merry way. At the age of 18, I came out to my mom as a lesbian. She's like, finally! Thank you for finally figuring this out. I've known since you were 7. You know, thanks for telling me, Mom.
I mean, I don't want to be like cliche and say I always knew. Because, I mean, there's a point where you don't think about girls or boys. But I think probably since I was 9 or 10, I knew, and I've known ever since, for sure.
My name is Frank Lawton, Frankie Lawton. Back home they call me Frankie. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
My name's Heather Cribbs. I'm from Ocoee, Florida, which is a small little nothing town about 20 minutes outside of Orlando.
My name's Andrew McDaniel. I am 24 years old. I'm from Gulfport, Mississippi.
When I was 16, I developed panic attacks pretty much. We didn't know what it was, but I literally passed out and got taken out of my high school 19 times by ambulance. And the worst part is I knew everything that was going on, and I knew what was affecting me. I didn't understand why my throat was closing up and I was literally passing out. I didn't know what the physical symptoms were, but I knew it was from me holding back all this like horrible stuff that I couldn't tell anyone. I couldn't even tell my family. And again, it was not only killing me that I couldn't say what it was, I was putting my parents through this. And it was literally, I was stuck, I was backed into a corner, and I felt awful either way. If I came out, I thought everyone was gonna hate me, and I was never gonna have friends again. And if I didn't tell anyone, I'm making my parents go through all this stress. And I ended up telling them that, and that's again why my dad started crying his eyes out, and he just was like, I can't believe this. He's like, you went through all this trouble by yourself. And again, I'm a very boisterous person. I like to talk. I like to talk out my feelings, and to hold this major thing in for anyone, I just want to stress that it's not good for you.
Growing up, my whole life was in Gulfport, Mississippi. I come from a strong Mormon family, and it was never an option. It was never a thought that I even considered coming out. I just assumed I never would. One of my friends, I fell in love with him, and then he was the first person that I ever came out to. And so I was just sitting there one day, and it was me and my mom, and I was like, Mom, we need to talk. And we went outside, and we went to the front porch, and we sat on the swing. We were talking, and like sitting there, it was so difficult. I couldn't make myself say it, and I was acting really strange, and she knew something was going on, and she kept pressing me. And then I just told her, and she had no idea how to react. I could see it on her face. She didn't know what to do. And I told her how depressed I'd been, how I would pray and pray and pray not to be gay. And that guilt and that stress and the pressure, and how deeply depressed I was through like my whole adolescence. And I think that hurt her more than me being gay.
But it wasn't too bad if you have a good, like, people to come out to you. My family was like, yeah, whatever, we still love you. You're still weird. It's all good. But you do have those people, like my dad still to this day does not know. He probably will never know until he gets an invite to my wedding, and it's a woman coming down the aisle, not a man. Yeah, you just have to make the decision. Make yourself happy or make everyone else happy. And if you choose to make other people happy, then you're going to be miserable forever.
our foster care program, and it's none of the fault of the actual foster moms and foster fathers. Our foster care program in America is so bad right now. These kids are just being, they're like cows and cattle. They're being shoved into these houses. I was at a house with, it was like 12 different kids in Hastings, and there are double, triple rooms, and there are loving families out there, straight, gay, bisexual. There are loving families that want kids and that want to bring them up in a loving environment. I don't understand why, especially in Florida. I'm from Massachusetts, so gay marriage is legal and gay adoption is legal. Down here, you have these kids on their 18th birthday. You know what their birthday present is? Their birthday present is, "Happy birthday, get out of my house." By law, the day before their birthday, they have to be packed up, and on their 18th birthday, they have to be out of the house. Again, why not let a loving couple, man and man, woman and woman, raise these children like their own? I don't understand that from my perspective.
I always tell people one thing: I don't support gay marriage or gay adoption. I support marriage and adoption. There shouldn't be, it's that separate but equal nonsense that people are trying to pull. Like people say, oh, you don't need gay marriage because you have civil unions. If a civil union is the same thing as a marriage, why not call it a marriage? Because they're not equal.
People, even that I'm friends with, that they might be okay with me, they might be okay, but they don't want me to have the same rights that they do. It's okay that you are who you are, but not really. It's discrimination that I can't have the things that other people have.
My hopes are just that that we won't have the relevance of gay anything. There won't be, documentaries on gay lifestyles. There won't be documentaries on anti-gay lifestyles. That it all just kind of mobs into one.
I hope that it changes. I hope that people understand that it's okay to be gay. It is changing. Things are changing all the time. The difference in the past decade even is amazing. In our generation, people are so much more open. And as we get older, as we have kids, things are changing. Things are getting better.
I try really hard to be nice to everyone, to help everyone out, and to be judged and persecuted over things that I can't change is just really difficult for me. So my hopes, my predictions, I hope that the whole country can understand that it's okay to be gay, and these kids start realizing that it's not the end of their life, and they stop taking their lives, and they realize that there's a beautiful future. And I want to be able to show that. I want to have a beautiful husband, a beautiful family. I want to have 4 boys like my family. I want to be able to raise them like my family raised me. And I don't want, like I said, ignorance to stop that from happening. I think people need to realize that love is love, no matter what no matter what kind of sexual preference you have. And for someone to take that away from me, I just think that's unacceptable.
I won't take it no